You know, the more they lent on us, the harder we worked.
When eventually the prize, the Nobel Peace Prize, came along, what was your reaction to that?
I was absolutely astonished. I still am, because I'm probably one of the least likely Nobel laureates of them all. I get very angry. I really get angry at what's happening to children in the world. And I'm not sure that I'm completely non-violent, because if you go to hurt my child, I'm going to be a lioness. So, I mean, and I'm angry about the situation that our children are forced to live in worldwide, while governments spend billions and trillions of dollars on arms and ammunition and better ways to destroy us. Yes, I'm angry. And I've never lost that anger. I've prayed to lose it. But maybe that's part of the thing that makes it work. I've never really understood how anger can just keep... But then I realized when I'm with His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and I talked to him about this, he said, anger is a magnificent emotion if one uses it correctly. Not for destruction, but for creation. It can, because it's a passionate anger that's forcing it. So I've learned to deal with that over the years.
When the prize came along, it surely sort of propelled you more on the international stage. How did you decide you would put that to use?
I remember going away. I mean, please don't get me wrong. I'm not a holy roller, and I'm terrified of moral majorities and all that kind of thing, because you hear the moral majority in the United States yelling and screaming about people having sex, and yet they have no problem killing each other. I mean, it's just, what is morality? You know, it's sort of, you hear the Catholic Church talk about morality while they were molesting thousands of children worldwide. What is morality, you know? Is it more moral to kill a person? I don't think so. I think we have the moral compass in the world totally wrong. Totally wrong.
How did your work with children evolve worldwide?
But to be honest with you, I had no idea. I had no concept of the suffering of children. And my first journey was to Ethiopia, and that was 1977 or 78, I think. Because the movement had started on the death of children, everybody thought I was an expert. I wasn't. I was no expert whatsoever on the death of, or what was happening to the children. My expertise lay with my own children. You know, nothing else.
It's been a few years now that you've been doing a lot of work in Italy. Can you sum up exactly what you're hoping to achieve over here?
Well, you know, I have to go back in history on that one too, because after I started going out and seeing what was happening to the children, I remember one situation vividly in Ethiopia with this beautiful woman. As Ethiopians are gorgeous, you know, that statuesque and just beautiful. Coming in with the little baby in her arms, and this was the last village that I was in, and we were out of supplies by then, and it was just very dire. It was really bad. And she had walked almost 300 miles, and when she started her journey, she had twins. And on the journey, she had to decide which one of her sons she had to let die, because she could only feed one. And when she got to the village the day after, the second child died. I mean, this was... How can we possibly justify that? And that was my first time. I think maybe that was God dropping me in the deep end, you know. I came back forever changed. Forever changed. Because one of those incidents, if it hits you in the heart, you're never the same after it. So I decided, there and then, that somewhere down the road, not right now, not in Northern Ireland, because we were just trying to get it sorted out, but that I would build a city of peace for children. But I had to do the Northern Irish job first, you know, and to learn my job on the job, how you get things done, how you make things happen, who you go to see at banks, who you go to see to get the bureaucratic work done, all of that kind of thing. And I really believe that true leadership is not at the front of anything, it's behind it, pushing it, you know. And so 6 years ago, Basilicata, which I've now grown to love Italy, but Basilicata especially, Berlusconi decided they were going to bury nuclear waste on this glorious land in Matera, Scansano Ionico. That's actually where the material was going to be dumped. And Laura Kiss, our representative here in Italy, she always keeps me in touch with everything that's up to date. She said, they're out down in Basilicata, and I said, let's join them. You know, we need to lend the Nobel label to this, because there's no safe way to dump nuclear waste. So while I was down there, I suggested to the president of the region that instead of nuclear waste, why don't they delegate this land for the building of a city of peace? And I think at first he probably said, oh yes, why not? You know, what a stupid idea. He's probably thinking that in his head, you know, what a dumb idea, this woman. But we placate her, she's a laureate, you know, be nice to her. But anyway, not too long after that, so anyway, I met with Di Filippo, and I met with the political hierarchy in the region, and suggested the idea, and then left. But I kept coming back, you know, and Laura Kiss would keep contact with them, and I'd keep popping in, you know, sort of. And I love to say that, you know, you wear them down with love. It's one of my favourite expressions. Love them into submission, you know. And I think in the end, President Di Filippo realised that this was really a good thing to do for the region and for the children. And so we began the procedures of making it legal here, which has been a nightmare, an absolute nightmare. If somebody in Italian law could take those books and rewrite them, because I'm sure they were written when Michelangelo was alive, you know, because the laws now here are so archaic. It's taken us 6 legal years to get to finally having a foundation that's up and running. And that's 6 very long years of a lot of hard work.